Oh, Joe Jesus, tell me, what is the price of salvation? I was kind of hoping you were going to say something like, salvation is free, you just have to repent. Ever since I first saw blasters, there's just something about a chromed eagle that just cannot be denied. I've wanted one of these since the beginning of, I don't know, whatever, gel blasters, other hard polymer games. I think I saw one of these in Japan when I was in Japan, and I just wanted it. It's takes me back to Dr. Dre videos and I don't know, chromed eagle. It's just I actually painted my original plastic RX Deagle silver because I wanted this look. Just looks so good. Man, oh man, something about it. Now, it certainly looks spectacular. It looks amazing. You can cock that hammer. You can rack that slide. It's Tokyo Marui. It's so nice. Everything feels nice, it looks nice. Man, it's not often I'm lost for words, but this looks phenomenal. Spring on the mag seems relatively soft. It's not as soft as some. Like I can still push the mag down the desk. That's my benchmark test, by the way. If you get the APS mag, you can actually put it on the desk and with your finger draw the spring down without moving the mag across the desk. But it doesn't feel as stiff as some. It's still it seems alright. Let's look at some details. Let's get down in close. Look at these deets. There is no doubt that this is an amazing piece of kit for its intended purpose. Now, its intended purpose is obviously the harder polymer game. So the question that I'm going to be answering or looking at is, how does this gel blaster perform? Let's have a look. Let's load it up. Let's get going. Alright, so I'm loading in the Ultra Elites. Now, the little opening at the bottom could probably just be a touch wider, because they do kind of sit on top of it there. So I don't know if that could be widened out, or this mag is metal. It's made of stainless steel, metal mag. Feels beautiful. Okay, so I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 Ultra Elites in there. And now we're going to Chrono. First up with the Chrono. Alright, here we go. Whoa! 357. No feed. No feed. No feed. Damn, it kicks though. Why is it not feeding? Alright, seems like I've got a gel stuck. It's not feeding into the next. Alright, I'll just clear that jam and we'll keep going. $2.56. No feed. $2.44. $2.49. $2.47. $2.51. $2.53. And gel just popped out the breech. And $2.60, and slide is locked back. Now, I did have some interesting feed issues. I put Ultra Elites in at first and it jammed up. So I don't know if you can see on this mag here, it is a little bit wet because I had some Ultra Elites in a bottle which I'd previously grown and they seemed to jam up. So I had some more Ultra Elites which I literally just grew and they were still in the water, and I took them straight out of the water and put them into the mag straight out of the water, so there's still like residual moisture on them, and they fed a lot better. It seems like when the Ultras and the AKAs and those matte sort of gels dry off, they get like a sort of almost like a sticky finish on the outside. So if you're not getting them straight out of the water, they don't feed properly. They sort of jam up, and I've noticed this not just with the Desert Eagle, but with any spring-fed mag blasters. Not all of them, but some of them. I've noticed if you let the gels dry out just a little bit too much, they don't feed properly. Either way, when I did get them feeding, 250-ish, 260, around that area was the performance that I was getting out of it. Probably, I'd probably expect around 300 FPS for it, because it is a Desert Eagle. But having said that, it is a nylon construction. There are metal parts, but it is mostly a chrome-plated nylon. It's a really nice chrome-plated nylon though. Like it feels like metal. It looks like metal. If anyone was to ask, it would almost if anyone was to see it, they'd think it was metal. But it is a nylon. It is a chrome-plated nylon. This mag, however, is stainless. That is stainless steel mag, that one. I did ask, I did check, and the performance that is to be expected from these is around 260 FPS. So that's that's normal. That's kind of what we expect. It would be nice to have more, but I mean, also I don't kind of expect more from a blaster that's designed for duster gas and made of nylon. So, you know, you got to keep that in mind as well. Now, the mag lip is a 3D printed mag lip, and I got to be honest, I've had trouble with the mag lips. They arrived broken. I had feeding troubles. I had a few issues. However, I did contact Armored Heaven, and they did immediately ship me out replacement mag lips. So can't fault the supplier, because they did take care of the issue, and it wasn't their fault. It's probably broken shipping or something, or perhaps it could be just because it is a 3D printed mag lip that it might split. So, I mean, not the sort of thing I'd expect from a high-end, high-cost blaster. I would expect injection molded lips. So, I mean, hopefully in the future there's some injection molded lips available for this, because in my mind that is currently what's letting this whole blaster down, is that mag lip. It's just yeah. What more can I say about that? Anyway, moving on. Alright, well, let's tear this down. I believe you've got to switch this little switch to the front here, and then the slide should slide forward. Now, I don't know if it has to be in safety or off safety, or whether that makes any difference. Okay, off safety seems to work. There we go. Slides right off. Let's get rid of that frame and have a look inside here. This is a hefty bit of kit. Like, it's heavy. The frame itself doesn't seem to weigh all that much, but the slide weighs heaps. Alright, recoil guide rod. Imagine this probably just slides out. There will probably be a position at which it can slide out from. There seems to be like a little notch here in the slide for that to come out. Never done one of these before, so we're learning as we go. Oh, I see, right, okay, yep, right. So that little notch there actually is held in by that little clip, so you got to sort of splay those a little to remove that. And then we have the BBU held up in the upper here, and the barrel down in here. Now this is probably where I'm most interested in the barrel, because I mean that's kind of where that's what separates the hard polymer version from the gel version, isn't it? Now there is a cover here. Now I assume in the polymer version there's like hop-up adjustment or something in there, but I believe this cover should just sort of slide off. There we go. Now, that's interesting. It looks like that piece is supposed to sit in there, but it's not quite sitting in there properly, so some slight oversight during assembly, I would say. it's not popped in correctly. I'll sort that out when I have a look. Alright, well, it appears that this whole thing, I thought this might come off. It appears this whole thing is one single piece. So it looks like there's a screw Phillips number 2 at the front here. Pop that one out. And it would appear that the whole front end is one piece. Looks like I gotta lever these bits off. I do not like this at all. Screwdrivers levering bits of plastic is not my favourite thing. It's a sure way to break something. But that looks like that's how it's assembled. So there's a broken gel in there. So these two tabs here in the metal, this is metal. That's why the whole thing's so hefty. That is a big metal chunk. These two tabs here actually click into these two tabs, which are plastic. So you got to really, really carefully prise that up so that it'll slide off. And then you can see here the barrel along with gel fragments that remain. Now this barrel is kind of what interests me the most, because you know that's the game of it, isn't it? Let's measure that ID. Alright. Looks like 7.5. 7.5 ID barrel there. It is a little bit loose too. Like, there's a few mils of movement. I don't know if does this move? No. I think I'm going to shim this. Because not that I'm going to be needing accuracy from this blaster, because it's probably never going to see a game. It's probably more of a wall piece. Very, very expensive wall piece. Yeah, I reckon I'm going to shim that, because there's a little bit of movement in that. I'll probably just cut up a piece of can and shim it around the edge there, just to hold that barrel nice and straight. This looks like the barrel is held in on this end by these two tiny Phillips screws. I'll get them undone. Could be a number 1 or a number 0. So my number 1 Phillips. That seems to be working. It's also, yeah, number 1. Alright, let's get this barrel out. Now imagine that this probably just slides back now, alright? I'm probably going to get a bit of air duster and blow some of the gel fragments out of this as well. It's always handy to have a bit of air duster around, you know what I'm saying? Alright, so is this a 3D print part? This looks like a 3D print, isn't it? Alright, so this is where the difference is, I reckon. this chamber looks like it might be a 3D printed. Yeah, it's definitely. This is a 3D printed chamber here. Obviously to be the larger diameter. Not sure how to remove it, and in fact, I'm not sure I want to remove it now that I'm looking at it, because could be a little bit fragile if it's anything like most things that are 3D printed. So I might just, I'm not even certain that these screws actually hold anything on. Oh yeah, no, actually they screw through this 3D printed part into the metal frame by the looks of it, so they hold that chamber in there. I'm just going to leave it. I don't want to mess with it because it's probably quite fragile, and it's probably not I'm going to say probably not easily replaced, but this would be one of the things, like, so in order to convert this from hard polymer to gel, there's a couple of pieces which are going to be bespoke. So someone who's converted this has designed this this chamber, and it will be wider down here, and it will accept that rubber. They call it a hop rubber, but it doesn't actually hop for our purposes, but it is just the rubber seal on the chamber. And someone would have designed that specifically and printed that out in order to convert this from the hard polymer to the gel. Now, interesting, I think the BBU kind of looks more or less the same. I don't know. See, I don't know enough about airsoft to actually be able to tell you whether that's been replaced with a larger one or not. What I can tell you is that there is definitely plenty of busted up gels all through this thing after my test firing. But yeah, I mean, that's essentially where it's all at. This stainless steel, that is a stainless steel barrel, so at least it's stainless steel. That's nice to know that it's stainless. Thank you for buying me a coffee, whoever that is. Don't forget, you can buy me a coffee if you're interested in this sort of thing. Now, there's a lot of, I guess, R&D gone into designing this and designing this, which I guess is where your money's going. A lot of people have, I mean, this is, if you were to buy the hard polymer version of this, then you would pick it up for, I think, 200 Australian dollars, and this one is like 5 times that. And I mean, obviously, given that there's shipping involved, there's the effort of getting it actually in here through customs, because if it is an airsoft, then customs, airsoft is illegal here in Australia, so customs will not let airsoft through. So it's not a business lesson. Oh, what am I talking about here? So, I mean, yes, there's a lot more involved than just the outright purchase of the original hard polymer blaster. There's designs and, manufacturing and fitment, techs, time, money. Is it worth the full price for what you get? It's questionable. I mean, I don't think... I mean, I paid, what, $1,000 for this blaster, and is there $1,000 worth of blaster here? No, I don't think so. But I do agree that, you know, people's work and people's time has to be paid. People got to make money. Like, if you were going to your job and your boss was saying, hey, you got to work for free today, you'd say, well, no, because I got to get paid. So, you know, people got to make money, and because you can't get these and you can't do this yourself, then yeah, you know, there's a markup on them, and case in point, people will pay. I mean, I paid, so yeah. Is it worth it? I don't think it is. Like, this is a really nice blaster. This is a nice blaster, but the sum of the parts is definitely not worth the amount I paid. Anyway, let's move on. Let's get this thing back together, because I think I've seen enough of the insides of this. This is a very complicated blaster, and I don't want to see any more other than what I've already seen, really. Alright, I'm just putting this back together. I've just noticed something else. I'm going to zoom in on this for you. Alright, so I was just putting this back together and talking about these printed parts. And look at this. Look at this chamber. Look at how not round it is. Can you see how not round it is? And this is why we probably shouldn't be using 3D printed parts in these blasters. We should at least be using some injection molded stuff. 3D print is like a stopgap solution that's just not going to work. Look at how, like, can you see this is like an oval here? This edge here of the 3D print has actually splayed outwards in this direction. Probably, I assume, from being smashed with the nozzle back and forth a bunch of times and having gels pushed in there and stuff. But yeah, it's like the chamber's not even round anymore. So yeah, that's not great. So I'm probably going to need to get a new one of those or something, because that's not great. And as I said, in a blaster this pricey, you kind of do expect something slightly better than that. In terms of quality, like, no gripes with Armored Heaven. They've done everything good by me so far. Every time I've contacted them with a problem, they've immediately shipped out replacement part for me. I just don't think this is really ready for market. Hopefully they can get some injection molded stuff, or even some sort of, I don't know, something better than 3D printing in the future. Oh man, I don't know what to say. I'm kind of lost for words. I wanted to love this blaster. I really did want to love it. At this point, I just can't. And it's not. I gotta stress. It's not any of the Tokyo Marui parts that are the problem. It's the parts that have been put in for the conversion, and that's what it comes down to. Anyway, I think I'm just gonna end this video here. Please hit me up for a patch so I can afford to spend ridiculous amounts on subpar blasters, and buy me a coffee in the link below. Peace.